Hey everybody, it's Lauren Croissant here with Sultana Education Foundation. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to make this fish sun catcher craft. It's an extra craft that we sent along in your virtual toddler time packets. So I'll teach you how to do that since we didn't do it on the program today. If you didn't register for virtual toddler time, no worries. There's a stencil on our website, sultanaclassroom.org. And you can just trace that out onto a coffee filter and cut it out, and that's all the prep you have to do. So I'm going to take my plain white coffee filter and I'm going to angle my camera down, and you can see I put it on top of a paper towel. I just don't want to get my table messy. So you take that and you're going to need to grab some markers. Water-based works best, so that's basically any type of marker that you'd send home or send to school with your kids. And you're just going to kind of color all over your coffee filter. Use whatever colors you want. Be creative. Make little sections of color. Make big sections of color. Do whatever you want. Just get it nice and colored. While I'm doing this, I looked up some fish facts for you all. Some of them are kind of a repeat from my last video, but that's okay. You may not have seen that one. So there are over 30,000 different kinds of fish in the world that we know about. See, so much of the ocean is unexplored. So odds are scientists will probably find a new type of fish they'll find more types of fish the more that we explore the ocean. So that's already tons of different kinds of fish that come in different sizes and shapes and colors and some that are suited towards certain environments, like saltwater versus freshwater versus brackish water, which brackish water is what we see in the Chesapeake Bay. It's that mix of salt and fresh water. So there's tons of different kinds of fish swimming around the ocean. One type of fish is called the Philippine goby. It is the smallest fish in the world. It is about the length of a pinky fingernail, so not very big. And then the biggest fish in the world is called the great whale shark, and the thing is huge. So, like I said earlier, fish come in all different shapes and sizes. And we're just making our own here right now. Very colorful. Some in nature are also very colorful. Some are not as colorful. They're more gray to use for camouflage. Although sometimes the colorful fish use that as a camouflage too, because they're living in coral reefs, which is already very colorful. Another cool thing about fish, they're covered in scales, but not only are they covered in scales, their scales are actually covered in mucus, which is basically snot, and that helps them move through water better. I also looked up some fish jokes for us today. They might be on the corny side, but who doesn't love a good corny joke? So here we go. What did one fish say to another? Keep your mouth shut and you won't get caught. My favorite. I love it. What type of music should I listen to when I go fishing? I don't know. Anything with a good tune-up. That's one of my favorites. I love music. Love to play music and all that. So who doesn't love a joke that combines music and fishing? I don't know. Alright, so we're getting close to done coloring our fish. So for our next step, you're going to need to grab either a squirt bottle or a turkey baster, or you could use a cup of water and a paintbrush. Basically anything to get water onto this fish. That's also why I grabbed this paper towel, because this might get a little messy, so I recommend doing that at home. I just grabbed my squirt bottle to do this. So what's going to happen, you're just going to squirt all over your lovely fish here. And you can start to see the colors are running together. And you can do this for as long or as little as you want. More spraying will help the color spread a little more. As you can see, I'm already reaching the edges of my paper towel with the color there, so I think I'm going to quit while I'm ahead. And you're going to want to let this dry for a while before you try and pick it up, because it's really fragile, it's wet. I'm going to try and do it. Here we go. Check it out. You have your own multicolored fish. I'd let it dry out more before doing anything with it, but you can hang it up on the window and it'll act as a sun catcher. You can hang it on your refrigerator. You can swim around with it. Do whatever you want. I just don't recommend putting it in water again because it's already pretty fragile. So this is what it'll end up looking like when you're done. Right now it just looks kind of like a wet, soggy mess, but that's okay. You did it right. All right, thanks for joining me today.